Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Pat.
He owns the Bistro right on Center Street and what, 3rd?
3rd West.
3rd West and Center Street on the southeast corner. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
just right.
And we're going to be talking about fine dining at really good quality prices. So we'll be right back. Stay with us, and we're going to tell you a lot about what's happening in downtown Provo that is really yummy.
Are you an athlete looking for a natural boost to your workout? Have you studied up on the benefits of nitric oxide production to your performance? Then you'll want to try Kyani's Nitro Extreme. Nitro Extreme promotes cardiovascular health and improved blood flow, supports muscle contraction and relaxation, as well as nerve transmission. I use Nitro Extreme right before I lift weights, and I've never been stronger in my entire life. If you don't try Nitro Extreme, you'll never know what you're missing. Call 801-362-9552 to order yours today. That's 801-362-9552.
Hi, this is Julia Curry. Join me on KHQN 1480 AM on Mondays from noon to 1 o'clock. Exciting things are happening in Utah Valley, and there's much to talk about. I'll have a variety of guests each week discussing current issues, entertainment, and events specific to Utah Valley. So tune in and tell your friends. You never know who will be sharing the microphone with me, but I guarantee we're going to have a good time. That's the Julia Curry Show, Monday, noon to 1 o'clock, right here on KHQN 1480 AM.
We're back, and that's one of our hot new hosts. We're very proud of Julia, and she is going to be doing some exciting things. She does all the things I used to do. She skis, she mountain climbs, she goes up to the Y for relaxation, just walks up to the letter on the side of the mountain. So she could be bringing some of that in with stories along with it. Now, let's talk about you, because we chatted a little bit on the phone. I have seen the building that you're in kind of go through a reconstruction down there.
Yeah, big construction.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Your menus are wonderful, and when I talked about prices, I was really surprised that they are as little as they are for as much as you get in the environment that they get it. So let's start with who are you, because in Utah Valley, we like to know who we're talking to. We are streaming live if you're listening to us on 1480 AM on the radio at KHQN. We're also streaming on pat.utahvalleylive.com, pat.utahvalleylive.com. We do have a chat room. Just look under the picture. You'll see chat, and you can type in a little note to us there, and we'd be happy to try and answer any of your questions. Be nice. Okay, now let's talk about where you're from, and you're in the food business, so I have to assume you either have hired a chef or you are it. And looking at the shirt you're wearing, I'm going to have to assume you are it.
Yep, that's what I do.
Okay, so where were you born and raised?
I was actually born and raised in Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley in California.
I didn't know that. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't get a chance to talk about that yet. But yeah, so I was born and raised there. I moved out to Mesquite, Nevada in about 1979.
Yeah, for somebody to go to we go through Mesquite. Everybody goes through.
Well, most people don't know they went through it. They blink.
That's it. They blinked. It's gone.
Then, so.
Particularly since the freeway doesn't go through town anymore. You have to think about getting off. But there had to be a reason to go from one hot place in San Fernando Valley to another.
A hotter place.
Are you looking for hell? No. So what is it you were doing?
Well, I moved out there when I was newly married, trying to find a place I could afford to live.
Okay.
LA was expensive back then,
very,
too.
Very.
So I moved out there, ended up at the pepper mill, the Oasis now, back in 1980. Started as a cook and worked my way through. I was the assistant food and beverage director by the time I left there. And
what does that really mean? You buy it, you work with vendors, and you bring food in, you oversee it, you're responsible, what?
Exactly. I was in charge of menus, purchasing, inventory controls, the whole 9 yards, staff and employees. As the assistant food and beverage director, we also took responsibility for the bars. And by the time when I started there, it was a coffee shop and a small little bar. It was a very small setup. By the time I left, it was 4 restaurants and had 5 huge bars. It was a large casino at that time.
Wow.
So it was a lot of responsibility, and I learned a lot there. Shortly after that, I left. I went and bought a little place in the middle of town. It was called the Polar Freeze, a little hamburger house.
Polar Freeze?
Yep.
Okay.
It's defunct now.
Okay.
Moved up here in about 1990.
Why?
Actually,
when does anybody come to Provo?
Well,
I asked myself.
I actually moved to Salt Lake.
When it's 18 degrees outside, and I hear from my kids and my brothers in California, and they say, it's 81 today. And I'm going,
keep telling people I hate the cold. I keep moving northeast. I'm afraid I'm going to end up in Alaska or the North Pole or something. So I actually, my wife and I divorced.
Okay.
So had 5 kids, and 3 of them came with me. And so I moved up here where my parents were at the time. And got to go to mom. Got to
go home.
Yeah.
That's right. You got
so I moved
kids.
up here.
Grandma's got the word.
Yeah, and ended up at the Inn at Temple Square, downtown Salt Lake.
Oh, I loved that place.
Yeah.
It's gone now, right?
It is. It was taken down when they did the huge renovation.
Oh, I loved
that whole
eating there.
block.
The food was wonderful. The atmosphere was elegant.
And I did the catering for them.
Oh, okay.
So, and then when the Joseph Smith Memorial Building opened up, the old Hotel Utah, I went over there and became the commissary manager. So I basically did all the purchasing and such like that. And then after that, if you remember the Galaxy Diners, it was a 50s theme restaurant. They started coming up, and I went to work for them as the trainer. And so I would travel from store to store, opening those up as we opened. I think it was 8 of them at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, between here and Arizona and
I remember those well.
Yeah.
So you had some experience, is what you're telling me.
I have, yeah. State Capital. My last food service job was with Cisco Foods, the large distributor here. I was their
I'm very
executive
familiar
chef.
with them. I was manager for a short time up at Harvest Fresh Natural Foods, and they supplied our meats.
Sure,
And what else did they supply? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's been a while back. But good people.
Yeah.
Good product. Well, all right, let's talk about this building that I don't know if you purchased it, bought it, or lost your mind about it, but it's got four levels to it.
It does, yeah. It's a huge facility. It's about 25,000 square feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
and I leased the restaurant space during the days. It's a nightclub at nights. It was the old Provo Craft building. Originally built as Dixon Taylor Russell Furniture Company.
That's right.
Back in 1890s.
In fact, I think that was on the top of the building at some point.
There's actually still a sign
there?
on the east side of it. If you look up over the other buildings, you can still see.
Still see it.
Yeah. And so it was built in 1890s and went on for years, and then eventually they closed. I've actually had lots of the grandchildren in their 70s and 80s come and check the place out. It's really kind of interesting.
That's fun.
And they've come to check it out. And then it was Provo Craft, and then they closed. From what I've gathered, that was about 7 years ago, I think.
Right, something like that, 5 to 7.
Right.
So now this is called the Center Street Bistro, and tell me the hours that you're open, and then we'll go through starting at the bottom floor, and give us kind of a description of what goes on over there. I think you've been there how long?
Since October 7th.
You just kind
3
of
months.
moved in.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well,
you love the business, obviously. You
yeah.
stay in the business because you love it and because you're good. I understand that. But Center Street Provo is not, it will be. It's got a lot of stuff coming. And you're in the right spot because you're across from the
new convention center. And New Skin is getting
They're going to do their whole
and
bottom floor is going to be retail. You've got the Provo Temple, LDS Temple going to be downtown. And more and more people are coming downtown to eat, which is just great.
Right.
So eventually, you're going to be crowded.
And that's what we saw. And there's a large number of business people down here that need a nice place that they can go, and that's what I set up a place for grown-ups. Yeah,
and I remember asking you that because I went to dinner with a client the other day, and we tried to talk in one of the local restaurants, and there were kids screaming on all sides, and I wanted to be. The food was good, and I wanted to be there, but we finally ended our conversation and came back upstairs because, up to this facility because it was quiet. And I thought there needs to be a restaurant. They certainly are in New York. They're in San Francisco. They're in Los Angeles, the Beverly Hills, where people actually, they can talk and be heard without turning up their hearing aid or whatever it happens to be. So the bottom floor then of your restaurant is, do you have pictures on your website by any chance?
I do. You can actually go to my Facebook page, which is Facebook Center Street Bistro.
Can you find that? Facebook Center Street Bistro?
And it shows some pictures of it.
Center Street Bistro? Okay.
The first floor is where I had the dining room set up.
Okay.
And I actually have some dining sitting on the second level, also on the street front. So you can actually look out at the windows over Center Street.
Oh, that's nice.
And watch the people go by in the traffic. It's a beautiful set.
Well, with all this background you've got, let's talk about this menu, because you've got a prime rib, a medium size, for $14, and that includes all kinds of things.
Right.
And that may be the least expensive dinner.
That's actually one of the most expensive dinners.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But I mean, in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
The price. The price is for that type of steak, I think, or type of prime rib. Goodness, it'd be so good. And then you've got top sirloin at 14, ribeye, which is so good.
Yes.
Love ribeye, 17. But what if I would say, what is the very best business luncheon on here? And then dinner, you have an open bar, right? Is that upstairs?
Yeah, actually, there's an open bar from the time we open. We open at 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. We serve lunch until 3 o'clock. The place stays open, and then at 5 o'clock, we start serving dinner.
Oh, okay.
And then we're open till 9. Now, we don't open for dinner on Mondays.
Okay.
And we don't open for lunch on Saturdays.
Okay.
So
you
basically
don't
lunch
have
Monday through
breakfast
Friday.
Any days.
We don't do breakfast.
Okay.
No.
We've got a picture up there. That you?
That's the building. That's the outside of the facility.
All right. Okay, that's great. Okay, good. She's going to show us some of the inside.
Great.
But I asked you if it was very lovely, and you said it is, because I haven't gotten down there. Now I've got to go. I mean, I have to go now and see what you're doing. So business people come in for lunch, families come in, or grown-ups come in for evening.
Right.
Evening
and the reason
meal.
we keep saying that is because we can't allow anyone under 21.
Right.
in there.
You can't come in under 21 because it is an open bar. Right.
Yeah, because the liquor laws require that.
Okay.
And don't want to scare anyone. It's really the same as going to an Olive Garden. No kids. It's the only difference.
Or a hotel. Or
a hotel,
yeah.
exactly.
It's just that you can't have kids under 21.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that makes sense. All right. Let's talk about if you're going in there, you want to have a nice lunch. You don't want it to be too heavy for lunch. Talk about the salad that you mentioned to me, and I wanted to know why you didn't bring it. So he's going to have to come back and bring the salad.
Come back and feed you.
Yeah, you're going to come back and feed me. So listen to this, because it is one of the best sounding salads. I can't wait to go try it.
Well, let me say, one of the best things for the businessman is we have it's kind of a cross between a Mongolian barbecue and a salad bar, where you can go and pick your ingredients and create your own pasta dish or salad. And that's $5 special that we're running right now.
Are you kidding me?
And so you can get in there and get a full meal for $5, sit down, have a great meal, nice quiet place on linen tablecloths and napkins, and be treated and served and just like a king. So,
good. I love that. Our queen.
But our queen.
Thank
yes,
you very
absolutely.
much. Okay.
But you're talking about the appetizer. We call it a fried caprese salad. Now, a caprese salad is typically fresh mozzarella cheese with sliced tomatoes and some basil. Now, what we did is we took fresh mozzarella cheese, we stuffed it with a marinated tomato. It's marinated in a balsamic vinegar, fresh basil, prosciutto ham, and then we make a sandwich out of that. So we have all that stuff between two slices of cheese, and we bread it. And then we deep fry that when we get an order. So you get these nice big servings of hot cheese, basically.
And then I go run all afternoon for 4
hours.
hours.
You go run. But then we put a balsamic glaze, which is a reduced vinegar. That we take the liquid out of it, basically. So it's just a glaze.
It's
wonderful.
It's got to be really good. Now, is this your creation?
It is. I kind of pirated it partly from my past years and different places I've worked. I worked with Chef Sanchez out at the Joseph Smith building for years, and we did something similar to this a long time ago. So, everything comes from something you learned in the past, and you put your own little twist on it.
You bet. You put it all together.
And that's kind of what we did with our whole menu, is really not sure how to accommodate Provo, Utah County folks, because I've worked in Salt Lake and Nevada. But so what we did is we did comfort foods, and we put a gourmet twist on everything.
Oh, that's so good.
So our BLT is bacon, lettuce, fried green tomatoes with a remoulade sauce on it.
I haven't run into anybody doing fried green tomatoes yet. That's great that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of a special? And I didn't ask you ahead of time. So is there any kind of special if they come in and mention they heard this on KHQN 1480? or saw it on pat.utahvalleylive.com, and they're local or they're traveling through or whatever. Is there?
Yeah, absolutely. If they come in and do that, we'll give them $2 off.
All
their
right,
meal.
whatever it is.
Yeah. So
So
if
if
they
I
get
get
an
a
entree,
$5 meal, it costs me $3.
well, I would say with the exception of that pasta, because I've already cut that to the bone. So
Okay.
basically anything else other than that pasta special.
Get a little discount.
Yeah, you get a
Okay,
$2 discount.
that's
So
great. All right, so we've got appetizers, you've got entrees, you've got burgers.
Can I tell you about one of our burgers?
Yeah, would you?
My,
yeah.
I-
I don't eat them a lot anymore, but I love
yeah.
hearing about them.
I have a cook at night, and he and I, Michael, were talking about a place he'd gone and had a steak with a coffee rub on it. Well, the way my brain goes, I sat up in the middle of the night, came up with an idea. We do what's called a mocha burger. And so we put a coffee rub on this burger, and then we cook it, and we put smoked Gouda cheese, bacon, tomatoes, and a chocolate sauce on this burger. And it is wonderful. It's like nothing you've ever had before. I've yet to
can I
have
get it
someone
in
not
my
like
mouth?
it. You can. Yeah, you can. I do
have to
serve
cut it in
large
pieces?
burgers. Yeah, a lot of people do cut their burgers.
Tell
so I
me
do
what the
serve
sauce
large
is
things.
again.
It's a chocolate sauce
On a hamburger?
on a hamburger, yeah. But it's
I
just
didn't
enough
think I
that it's
heard
such a
that, so
subtle
I went
taste.
past it
yeah.
and I thought, did I hear that right? Really and truly?
Yeah.
And it's good?
It is. It's wonderful.
Do I know a lady that doesn't like chocolate anywhere? I don't. Now, when I come down, I have to try that.
You do.
Okay.
You do.
Let's tell the folks where you're located.
We're at 295 West Center Street. It's Center Street Bistro inside the Madison.
Oh,
So
okay.
the building has a big sign on the outside that says the Madison, a big M over the door.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And then you'll see neon signs and banners all over it. It says Center Street Bistro.
Okay.
And so we're inside. So you just come in there and,
Okay, now we talked about the first floor for dining. The second floor has some dining.
yeah. And it's a VIP, and it's more of a mezzanine around the first floor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then what's on the third floor?
On the third floor is what we call Cowboys, and that's the country western area.
Okay.
And so it's really,
Is the music different?
it is very much. The main floor is very much, you walk in there at lunch and you feel like you're going into an old hotel from the 1930s or 40s. Very
Fun.
beautiful.
Can you move back and forth between the
absolutely.
floors? Go
Yeah, you
visit,
can.
see if it's a place you want to sit down. Do you serve food there also?
We don't, on Cowboys, we use that during the day for private parties.
Okay.
If someone, in fact, we have a group coming in Friday night. We're going to be serving about 150 people. It's a private birthday party, and
fun.
we're going to be doing dinner, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Good.
So,
Can I ask what's on the fourth floor? Is that a secret?
Fourth floor? No, that's a mezzanine around the
Around
Cowboy.
Oh, how
Club.
fun! So you can sit and
So
watch.
yeah,
and listen
up there it's very Western style, very open, rustic looking. They have pool tables and such there. So it's very much you expect John Wayne to walk around it there.
I hope
So,
not. He's
yeah.
gone. He's
Yeah.
gone.
No.
But some of them might still be around. So is there an elevator? Do you have elevators?
We do.
Okay,
We have an
you do.
elevator. Actually, we have the original elevator, which was put in
Is that the kind you pull the,
1925.
the grate back and forth? The gate?
The freight elevator is like that. The man elevator, the customer elevator is not. You do have to open the door. It's a manual door, but
That's fun.
Yeah, it's very neat. You have all the old-fashioned look inside of it, and so
It's fun.
it's great.
I'm talking to Paul Kuhn, and he is the owner of the Center Street Bistro, which is new in our town since October.
Yep.
If you haven't been there, please go and visit. However, it is for grown-up people because there's an open bar there, so no one can come in under 21 because the bars are where the food is, right? Sort of
Right.
like going into a hotel or even the Olive Garden, except they don't sell liquor, right?
Right.
The Olive Garden, and you do.
Yeah, well, they actually do, but one of the laws are that you have to do 70% of your sales in food, and we don't do
And
that.
you don't.
Right. So.
May yet happen.
Yeah,
May
you
yet
guys
happen.
help me do that, and we'll change that
then we
law.
can change
so.
it. All right, great menu, terrific food. What is the very best thing? Guy wants a big meal for dinner. We talked about the light lunch. What's a big meal for dinner?
Big meal for dinner, I would recommend you come in and have start with an appetizer, the fried caprese salad.
Oh, that's
Now,
going
when,
to be a killer.
when you come and sit down at dinner time, we give a complimentary basket of fried flatbread with a roasted red pepper hummus, which is my secret recipe, and no one makes it but me because it's just that good, and I'm not going to share.
And don't share it. That's yours.
And then I would recommend either the ribeye or the prime rib,
Okay.
and those are great. And then you want to probably finish off with the fried ice cream sandwich. Now, desserts are one of my specialties.
Fried ice cream?
Yeah.
I had that once
it's
in
not
Beverly
just
Hills.
fried ice cream. This is different. This is a fried ice cream sandwich. I literally make a sandwich out of this. And so I take 2 slices of blueberry bread and I roll it in a sweet batter, and then cornflakes, and we deep fry the bread. And then I put a big scoop of vanilla bean ice cream between the 2.
You're going to kill me off, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm glad
I'm taking cayenne because it'll neutralize all this stuff I'm coming to eat.
Yeah, we might make you diabetic again or something.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm not doing that. This actually I can eat all kinds of stuff, and this stuff neutralizes everything, and I'm not a diabetic anymore. Haven't been for 15 months because of that, thank goodness. Yeah. Kelly, I think we're going to go right down to Mary Louise so that we can go kind of give us a few minutes to change, and then I've got Tracy Rogers coming on with me. We're going to be talking about his business and what he's doing. Do we have a couple more minutes? Okay, good. Then do people need reservations for any of this?
Not right now. We're still growing and building that base. It would help if we know you're coming, then I make sure if you're going to have a large party, I can prepare for you.
How many can you seat on the main floor there?
We actually have seating for over 100 people.
You do?
In that, yeah. So
You've got a big building
It's
there.
a huge building, and it's very spacious. If you come in a wheelchair and I have a full restaurant, there's still plenty of room for you to get around. It's very comfortable.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I remember it's for grown-ups, and so no one under 21 because of the open bar. But I am so excited to find a place that I can take a business associate with, and we can have a quiet lunch. And feel like that we're not, and I love children, and I've got a whole bunch of kids and grandkids and what have you. But when I'm in business, it's really difficult if you've got a screaming, banging kid. So I'm excited about finding a place where we can go. Certainly your prices are more than reasonable. And I'm very excited about that. Yeah, they're very, very reasonable. Paul Kuhn, and he owns Center Street Bistro. Been cooking all of his life, 30 years?
30 years.
30 years you've been a chef?
Yep.
And he's brought this to Provo, and I'm very excited about that. Again, the address is?
295 West Center Street.
It's the old building that's been there a long
time. The old
time.
Provo Craft building, right.
Can they just come in? Can somebody just come and walk through and see?
Absolutely.
Let me look and see what this looks like.
I would encourage you to come in and see it. I know 2 things. If you come in and see what the facility looks like, you're going to be very impressed. The other thing is if you come in and eat, you'll be back.
Okay, good.
And,
I'm gonna trust that and do it.
And anyone over 21, regardless of preferences of religion or anything else, you're
come
welcome,
on
and
in.
you'll be pleased, guaranteed.
Well, I think the fact that no one smokes anymore, no one pushes drinks on you if you don't want drinks and that, but it is the food. And certainly when we're in New York and San Francisco, these rules apply to some of the finer restaurants. And I've lived many years in Beverly Hills, so I understand that. We're going to come and see you.
Please.
Come back and see us. Remember,
I'm
challenging you now to bring food to me.
I will do that.
Thanks, Paul, for being with us. We're going to go to commercial break and then bring on our next guest. So let's do that with Mary Louise and her 4-minute commercial. Okay?
Hi, this is Mary Louise Zeller, independent distributor with Kayani. I am also a 6th-degree black belt. I've been doing Olympic sport taekwondo for 25 years. I'm a master instructor. I've won 20 U.S. national championships, gold medal, and 9 world championships over the last 25 years in Olympic sport taekwondo. And I achieved that success with hard work. I've taken that right into Kayani. I've tried network marketing before because I'm a person who has always used supplementation for health and high performance and anti-aging. And the products of Kayani, I think 2 of them are breakthrough products, one of them leading edge.